Welcome back to Taco Bowler Gaming. My name is Taco Bowler. Today we continue our run, playing as the North German Federation, going for the Berlin Conference. In the last episode, I believe, we fought a war against Denmark and France. We are needing to work down the infamy from that, which is going down at less than one per week. I would prefer it to go down a little bit faster than that, but I don't know if I can declare anyone else a rival. I have a rivalry with those two. I have a rivalry with Austria. The rivalries are what get up this number of influence here. What am I doing here? Triage has a military one. I've got a rivalry with the Ottomans. Yeah, I don't know if I can really declare a rivalry on anybody else to get more of that. So the only way I can do more is to get some of these lower. From what I have read, what little I can tell, we can launch a unification play, I believe, with just nationalism. But we can launch a unification play once we have this 19 here, and we will take a lot of infamy, which we don't have room for that right now, which is why I'm trying to get it down. But we will also, if we win that, annex every single country that country that's German that we don't. Basically we would annex everything if we win it. On top of everything else. Alright, let's put a pause on this. Thank you. We definitely have an interest down here. Because there's some things that I can declare war on down there as well. To get that 10. Besides that, though, we have 4 years for pan-nationalism, so the question is whether I want to go ahead and do pan-nationalism, or whether I would like to... Yeah, I think I'm going to do electric telegraph first, because that is less war exhaustion from casualties, which has been what has knocked me down recently. So we'll do that. And then, I don't think Switzerland was just like someone was there. I think I'm going to not improve relations with them. That will give me a little bit more influence, since I'm not spending on that. I want to keep bankrolling all of these guys. I want to keep bankrolling these guys to hopes of getting 19. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep bankrolling those guys, but to get obligations that I will eventually use to get protectorates to try and get to maintain subjects prior to a unification play. Get that one taken care of here. So let's take a look at our government, and let's see if there's any other laws that I want to do. I remember that we did a law pretty recently. Dedicated police force. No, I don't think so. So we currently have public health insurance. This would... be going backwards. I don't want to do that. I do like that the most recent thing came out. I believe that they're going to change that to where if the government wants it, like some parties will leave if you don't if you don't do that. So I like that change, actually. I can't just say, no, I don't want to do that. So they're in the government, but they have no real power. It really makes the games change. I think that will add to replayability for sure. This... I'm going to go for state religion. I think I'm going to go for that one. Oh, okay. We now have 20 of 19. So I can't launch unification play, but I can just flat out form Germany. If we launch a unification play, that would give me Austria if I win that war, so that would give me a ton of power. But it's not required for the achievement, so I think that I'm just going to go for this whole deal as quick as I can. We're going to form Germany with everyone who got me, and the achievement has unlocked the Three Hurrahs. Yay. So now... okay, so nothing on nation formation now. So now the question becomes whether or not... I can get some more things here. Insufficient taxation in Hesse. Let's go ahead and build a little bit in Hesse. We've got actually plenty of bureaucracy there, so that's good. Well, apparently they have no government administration. We're going to need at least a couple. I have a suspicion that if I were to reduce relations with these countries, that they would, and try to annex them, that I would have Austria and France fighting against me. However, I would probably have Russia on my side, given they're 58. Maybe have Great Britain on my side, so I don't think I need to worry about that. At the moment, though, we're just going to be pushing for protectorates. We can make that into a protectorate if we ever get an obligation from them. We can make that one into a protectorate, and we cannot do for Sweden, but we were looking for a customs union for Sweden, so that's fine. So yeah, that's fine. Okay. It turns out I was paused or something, and it unpaused, so it went ahead a few days. The only thing that really happened was the hard times showed up here, and I got a defensive pact with Württemberg, which I will accept. Hunger has become a dangerous problem for our nation, as people from the state of German Württemberg report they have absolutely nothing to eat. An emergency relief measure has been requested. So do we want the industrialists to get +1 group approval or -25 decree cost? We'll just do the decree cost. It's fine. But what this unification does without the play is, again, it makes me a little bit weaker than I otherwise would be. Granted, admittedly, only a little bit weaker. We still annexed Bavaria and things, so we still have 328 at the moment, and we can continue to build. But we can go ahead and grab some stuff down here. So, I think let's begin by making this a puppet. That would put us over 50. transfer subject was this. Let's at least wait before we do something that large until we're no longer getting war reps from France. We're getting them twice. We're getting 20% from France. Yeah, I don't want to go to war with France and lose that. I want that money. It's paying for potentially getting an obligation from Russia eventually. Maybe. All right, the Great Hunger. Wait for the famine to expire or raise the standard of living by 3 points. I don't know what that standard of living started at, so I don't know how far I need to go. Oh, these are... Oh, wow, we're up to 110 of these things. That's good. Yeah, let's get the government administration buildings that I requested. Let's get those up at the start, please. You know, I want my taxes. Hey, you know, that's good. Construction up is good. But the thought process is we'll steal some puppets around here. And go for that maintain subjects. And then we need, after we've gotten maintained subjects, we'll begin to annex those subjects. I don't think we're going to need to puppet all of Egypt. Eventually we will, of course, go to war with Egypt for some of those states. But, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe Morocco or something would be sufficient. You take less infamy if you do it in the 2 batches. We have some decisions available. What was it? Oh, survey the Suez Isthmus. I don't have the bureaucracy to do that. Do I have... Well, do I need to incorporate any more states? Yes! That's part of why we had bureaucracy all of a sudden. We have not gotten any absolve obligations, which means we don't have any obligations, which means we keep going. We only had the 2 that didn't support us from what is traditional Germany. Free-minded party. We want the conservative party, so we don't want that. So either minus 10% administration or plus 20% paper mills. Paper was expensive, so let's go for that. German Kenya. All right. Obligation from Russia. That's wonderful. I'm going to keep this going so we can get this up as high as we can. That 80 goal there, but we don't have much in the way of things. Much in the way of use for that obligation, unless we wind up using it. So we can increase the attraction to the evangelical church. They're in the government, right? Yeah, they're in the government. I want to do that. We don't need to get that high. So with that obligation, then it's a great time to go to war with the Ottomans, because the Russians can actually participate in that. We don't have to land anybody before we're done building our navy up. We're still building those naval bases. Eventually. When is the next... the next thing for building? Enforced concrete construction sector throughput. That's good. I mean, arc welding is the fourth one. I would assume that it's back on one of those. Entries? That's not it. What are we looking for? What thing? Steel frame buildings. 3 years to research. Steel railway cars. Perhaps steel frame buildings is not in this. Feels like it almost has to be, doesn't it? But maybe it's societal. There it is. Steel framed buildings. Still want the electric telegraph. Austria has a revolt on their hands. The revolt should win, which would be very good for me because I'm neutral with them. But the regular Austria, I'm hostile to. Hey. If you give me an obligation or something, which that's also coming, I'm very excited for that as well. I have no idea how long I've been recording now since the phone. Yeah, you give me something, I'll come in support of you. I am the #2 great power. How far behind am I of #1? Great Britain has 1,000 more prestige than me. Okay. Because usually these things wind up going to the end of the game, and I'm probably not going to go to the end of the game, I highly doubt that these are really going to matter for YouTube, but I may still play it through just to get the achievement and get it out of the way. We shall see. The Ottoman Empire has sided with the Austrians. You're welcome to use some of your 100 points to bring me in. Admittedly, I may come in anyway. If they haven't tried to sway me by, say, this point, I might. France has started a diplomatic play against Algeria. This one over here. What? France has started a take treaty port diplomatic play. I know you can't see this in YouTube because it's behind my picture. But France has started a take treaty port against Algeria in North Africa. They have a treaty port. They have the opening. But Okay. So, the other thing I can do, and what I'm thinking here is Austria is distracted. France has just started its own diplomatic play. The Ottomans are trying to attack here. I can support this revolt without doing that by instead starting one against the Ottomans. I think that's the right play. Is that I do that, and I'm going to get the other one. So we've got... What's my primary war goal here? Okay, Triple Otenia. Okay. And I want Tunis too. What are the other ones? Moldavia, this is all in Europe. Where is, Liège? Or Lahe? Go to details screen. Zoom on it. That didn't seem to do anything. There we go. It's in Arabia. Darn. Alright, so that's a fine war goal. So, Russia cannot join. That's not great. It was going to be all me. Well, that's fine. At the moment, we're going to definitely mobilize the ones that are less than things here. We're going to recruit a couple of generals. Let's recruit 3 generals here, and then we're going to take Birkend, promote him, and then we'll mobilize the other 2 that we just recruited. Because those have 17, which is about the right size of the navy. Yep, yeah. So the Ottomans just abandoned their support here, which will help the aristocratic revolt, which is one thing that I do indeed want. Will not interfere in that. I will begin improving relations with the revolt. Unification candidate for Germany. There is no unification of Germany anymore. Odd. I thought. I'm expecting that, Egypt won't, France won't, they're in their own diplomatic play. That's the hope. Ooh, flotillas are in reserve. We'll promote. That should take the flotillas out of reserve. It also gives me 24. That's a lot better. Oh, I have more taxation capacity that I can go grab. Let's do... grab that. Okay. We do want to mobilize a few more troops. I also would like to grab a 4 reps war goal, but we're not going to make that a primary one because we're already at 47. We want to mobilize a few more troops when we get closer to time. So Great Britain and the Ottomans are rivaling up, which is excellent. That will keep Great Britain in the war. And that is one thing that's really important because the Ottoman Navy does outnumber mine. But not with Great Britain involved. I think if it's like everything else, it should be that that we're okay. This is the government is what it is. If it's like everything else, then the Ottomans should be weak. And my navy should have no problems, but just in case it does, having Great Britain around will help. Just wish I could have called Russia into the war, but they apparently are not. They don't have any interest in the area, which is a problem. But not the worst problem in the world. This would be an excellent opportunity. Why is my cursor doing a thing here? Alright, so we have our first couple of battles. That war has launched. Hopefully the aristocratic revolt will win, but I can do this and they're not going to care. Alright, we are a lot closer to time. It is time to mobilize the rest of the army. So we need a few. Let's leave it there for now. We need a few that once our smaller units have gotten a beachhead, France has declared neutrality, Spain has declared neutrality, and they have backed down. I was like, that's the end of that. But they have indeed backed down. We are low on silk. Okay. I cannot import silk. So we have 2 subjects now. That is excellent. I need silk. So let's get our interest page out and let's figure out. Apparently we don't need an interest in Persia. An interest in the Great King. And as soon as that interest goes, we should be able to trade for some silk from them. And with our influence now, spare influence at 1.16, the influence, or the infamy, is now decaying at over 1 per week, which is excellent. But I think that I'm going to end this here. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please do like, please do comment, please do subscribe, all that great stuff. Some really good stuff happening in this episode, and we are well on our way to achieving our hoped-for achievements. But I'll see you next time.